All right, we got some news. There are multiple tapes and audio recordings of Jeffrey Epstein confirming what we all already assumed, which is that Donald Trump and him were very close. And in one of these tapes, Jeffrey Epstein is actually pleading the fifth. And as Donald Trump has said before, pleading the fifth basically means you are guilty. We're also learning that the Department of Justice has met and interviewed Ghislaine Maxwell for 6 hours. And MAGA is finally waking up to all of this. First off, Newsmax, when talking about Ghislaine, said this about her. It's absolutely disgusting.
And she's also been subpoenaed by the Oversight Committee. I think this is great. I do have a feeling that she just might be a victim. She just might be. There was a rush to judgment. There was a lot of chaos there for a while. All right. Granted, she hung out with Jeffrey Epstein, and I know that's apparently not good.
That's disgusting because Ghislaine Maxwell is not a victim. She has victimized many young girls, children, and women. And it's because of her that Jeffrey Epstein was actually able to carry out these atrocities. Now, here is Tara Palmieri saying just that.
I'm trying to figure out, Tara, is Ghislaine Maxwell now a victim in the eyes of the MAGA world? Is she taking the fall for powerful men? What figure is she now?
I hate when I hear that. People are saying, Glenn's a victim. She's not a victim. The only way for him to have successfully created one of the largest sex trafficking operations in our country was through women. He needed her. He needed a posh, elegant, sophisticated woman to lure young girls in. And he also needed her Rolodex, frankly. He was just some guy from Coney Island who was a little rough around the edges. He taught at Dalton. She was posh. Her father owned the New York Daily News, the Daily Mirror. She was friends with Prince Andrew. She opened the doors for him, and she also groomed the girls for him. So any suggestion that she is a victim because she's the only person who was prosecuted is insane.
Insane and disgusting. Like she said, this would not have happened if not for Ghislaine Maxwell. Now, as I said, we do have multiple recordings that have come out. One, here is Jeffrey Epstein asking about his relationship with Donald Trump and pleading the fifth.
What do you mean by personal relationships?
Have you socialized with him?
Yes, sir.
Yes?
Yes, sir.
Have you ever socialized with Donald Trump in the presence of females under the age of 18?
Though I'd like to answer that question, at least today, I'm going to have to assert my 5th, 6th, and 14th Amendment rights, sir.
With Donald Trump.
Yeah, really telling, right? So he's asked if he has ever been in the presence with Donald Trump while they were partying with underage girls, children, and he says he'd like to plead the fifth. I wonder why he'd like to plead the fifth. Now, we also have Jeffrey Epstein describing his relationship with Trump in tapes that were recorded after Jeffrey was tried and convicted of these crimes.
So how do you know this?
That was close to straight.
So I need the Donald. Just give me Donald.
First, it's fun. As you probably know, he had a scalp reduction. Because he had the same male pattern movement that we all have. He had his scalp moved, which is terrible. Donald's office, as you know, he made that call. He used to be on the phone with that fake PR person. I also found it funny. I was sitting there listening to the guys from the Post talk, and Donald would say, he's a great guy. I loved working with him. And I sit there going, this is just amazing. And he'd say, Michael, come on, let's go to the office.
So first, he says in the very top there, they were very close friends, and that's apparent when he knows that Donald Trump got that. I mean, that's so strange. He got that hair surgery where he shortened his forehead in order to reduce, I guess, his receding hairline. But anyways, that is something only a close friend would. How else would anyone know? I'm sure Donald Trump's not just telling anyone that. something you only tell someone you know. Now, we also know this is real because Donald Trump is calling a hoax, and anything that is a hoax is the truth. Like the election he lost was a hoax. The Russia trying to interfere with our elections, a hoax. The Epstein case that he defended, he gave the files of to MAGA influencers. It's a hoax. I'm not going to read all of this, but he's calling it a Jeffrey Epstein scam, another Democrat comm job. So this, to me, more than anything, is a sign that Donald Trump is 100% guilty. We also have here, too, Andrew Schultz, who is now saying that because of the way Donald Trump has been acting, well, he might be guilty.
Trump is like, hey, the base thinks vaccines are fucked up. RFK, get in there.
January
Research
6th,
the vaccine.
they want him out.
They
We'll
want
get
him out. We're putting him out. And this, he is rebuking the base, like almost like spitting in their face. Like they're asking for it. He campaigned on it. He puts Bongino and Cash in there, which might be the stupidest thing in the history of the world. Like, why would you put the two guys that have nonstop pounded the pavement talking about how we're going to expose this Epstein thing, and the second they get in there, like, you better shut the fuck up.
Yeah, to shut him up.
Go on Rogan, lie. Like, it is a very peculiar thing. It worked in that I think it moved any of the smoke off of Trump, because at least for me, I was like, there's no way that he's involved if he's putting Bongino and Cash in who have campaigned on exposing it. Like, why would you hire those guys or appoint those guys? Right? So I'm like, he can't be. But the fact that he will not touch this, and then this last week, him doing the bullshit distractions,
Bro.
dropping the MLK file. Like, who asked for the MLK file?
Yeah.
Who asked for MLK?
You know what's funny is I'm not a huge conspiracy theorist, and I was initially like, the Epstein thing for me was just the last straw in terms of you not getting things done. And I was like, yeah, I'm sure there's some smoke, they'll release it. But the more they're doing to hide it, the more I'm like, oh, they're hiding something crazy.
Yeah.
I didn't necessarily, I was like, there's probably
The
something.
second he started talking about Obama, I was like, oh, he's guilty.
Yeah.
Also, like, why are you talking about Obama and treason? You got a guy who has sex with teenagers that you are protecting. Also, some of the law.
Yeah, why are they talking about Obama? Well, we actually don't have to guess. We don't have to ponder because Senator Mark Wayne Mullen told us.
I don't know, 8 years? I'm sure this would be handled just like any other thing that they've tried to go after, like the baseless impeachments or the baseless special counsels or the unbelievable amount of charges they've tried to file against the president. I'm sure this would be handled the exact same way. What we're simply wanting to do here is give them cover. So if my colleague...
What we're simply trying to do here is give him, Trump, cover. And the Department of Justice is doing the exact same thing where Ghislaine Maxwell has now been interviewed by the DOJ. The DOJ, by the way, who's led by Todd Blanche. Todd Blanche was actually a person who worked for Trump in a personal capacity as his lawyer. Now, here's what they're saying. They're saying that she never invoked privilege. She never declined to answer. She answered all questions truthfully, honestly, and to the best of her ability. She answered all questions and did not take the fifth. I have no other comment, is what her lawyer said. And they also said, today I met with Ghislaine Maxwell and I will continue my interview of her tomorrow. The Department of Justice will share additional information about what we learned at the appropriate time. Now, we don't have any idea what they talked about, what they asked. My question to you is, do you think they sat for 6 hours talking about everything that she knew about everyone? Or did they ask her about what she knew about Trump and what she could say to get Trump to pardon her? That kind of, I think that's where this is all headed. Personally, I don't know if when it's going to happen, but it feels like whether it's in a week, a month, or a year, it feels like this ends with Ghislaine Maxwell, one, lying and say Donald Trump did nothing wrong, and two, Donald Trump pardoning her, saying that she has been wrongly prosecuted. We can already see that with the way that Newsmax has now started to call her a victim. She's not a victim. And I just want to say this. I think it's important that we have leaders in this moment who understand what's going on, the severity of what's happening, and how to fight back. Chuck Schumer wrote this on Twitter. He said, under no circumstances should anyone from Trump's DOJ be allowed to privately interview Ghislaine Maxwell. The conflict of interest is glaring. It stinks of high corruption. He tweeted that at 5:54 p.m. Only one problem, Chuck Schumer. The interview had already started at 9 a.m. So I am just beside myself that this is he is the head of the Democratic Party. That's who we got right now. Hopefully not forever. Thank you so much for watching. Let's keep following the story. Obviously, more and more is going to come out. We're going to make sure that we are chasing all of it and nothing goes left uncovered. So please do subscribe to keep up to date. Like this video so more people see it, and I will see you next time. Bye.